The head of the CIA tells CBS News that he's, quote, confident China is considering sending weapons to Russia for the Ukraine war. William Burns spoke exclusively to Face the Nation about the latest intelligence as President Biden warns of the potential major consequences if China takes that step. Nancy Cordes is at the White House with more on this part of the story. Nancy, good morning. This could be a game changer, not in a good way.
That's right, Gayle. The CIA director told CBS News that the agency has begun to collect intelligence that indicates that China is considering giving weapons to Russia. Now, he didn't share the source of that intelligence, but he said that U.S. officials are going public with it now in a hopes of deterring Chinese officials from doing it.
We remain seriously concerned should China provide lethal equipment to Russia.
CIA Director William Burns told Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan that the U.S. has not seen evidence that China has actually shipped any weapons to Russia yet.
I think the Chinese are also trying to weigh the consequences.
President Biden made it clear last week what would happen if the Chinese cross that line.
We impose severe sanctions on anyone who has done that.
As the war grinds on past the one-year mark with no end in sight, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and some allies are pushing the president to send new weapons, including F-16 fighter jets.
The question of F-16s is really a question for another day.
White House officials from the president on down insist Ukraine doesn't need F-16s.
What they need right now are tanks and armored personnel carriers and infantry fighting vehicles, artillery, and air defense systems.
Burns said the U.S. does have to help the Ukrainians regain the upper hand, because otherwise Russian President Vladimir Putin will drag out the war as long as he can.
Putin's view of Americans, of us, has been that we have attention deficit disorder and we'll move on to some other issue eventually. And so Putin, in many ways, I think, believes today that he cannot win for a while, but he can't afford to lose.
While questions and concerns loom about China's intentions, another world power is offering assistance to Ukraine. Saudi Arabia has agreed to provide $400 million worth of aid. This comes after the kingdom's foreign minister made a surprise trip to Kyiv yesterday. Tony?
All right, Nancy, thank you very much.